Hey, Alan here for Old English Outfitters. You know, the oldest firearms manufacturer still in operation on the planet remains Beretta. And Beretta has facility here in the United States too. They've always made lots and lots of varieties of firearms, and they've always made very good guns. And way back in like 1934 was when they first pioneered the pistols that had the exposed barrel on top, so you didn't have a complete slide on top, right? And then later, they came up with the 84 and 85 series, the Cheetah pistols. One was a single stack, one was a double stack. 380 ACP caliber. These weapons were always well liked, especially if you used a larger Beretta 92 series gun, because they operated identically except for a minor control difference, and they looked very similar. So today, Beretta has taken the 84-85 series and they've upgraded it to the 80X, 80X. And if you forget that number, they put it on the side of the grips. The 80X is a modern version of the Cheetahs, still called the Cheetah, I believe. So we've got modern features. We've got an underlug rail here for attachment of light or laser. They've straightened the front of this so those devices will fit on there really nice. They put an optics ready capability up here. You got some nice checkering around. They straightened the grip just a little bit, gave it a nice beaver tail. So kind of modern features. But the basic controls of this is still the same as the older guns were. And we still have the exposed barrel on top. People have differing opinions about this, but one of the advantages to this is you don't have a top slide portion here that comes all the way back to the breech, which tends to make these guns, as it does with the 92 series, very, very reliable weapons and easy to clear if you do have some kind of malfunction. I've shot a couple Berettas extensively over the years, never ever had a malfunction with them. These, the 380 calibers, because they are double action hammer fired guns like the 92 series, the 92 FS, the earlier 92 guns, the M9 series pistols, were always popular for people who use those types of weapons if they wanted something smaller. Law enforcement guys who carried Beretta 92s, and there were a lot of those back in the 80s in particular and early 90s, favored guns like this if they wanted something off-duty that was smaller. And of course, being 380 ACP, this is a very easy pistol to shoot. A lot of the small 380s, like the Ruger LCPs and Smith Bodyguards and everything, they're good guns, they're very easy to carry, and they shoot well. But because they're so small, the trade-off always being the same, the smaller gun's not as easy to shoot with, you get a little more recoil off of it, not as nice as sights, things like that. This pistol has very good sights. It has 3 white dot sights, 2 in the back, 1 in the front, and of course the optics ready capability. And you've got a pistol that fits your hand really well. It's not light necessarily. It's not polymer, so we've got an alloy frame there. So it's extremely soft shooting pistol. Conventional double action hammer fired gun. So you pull the trigger, you get a double action shot, slide cycles, and you get a single action shot. If you want to make it single action, just cock the hammer first, and you got a nice short light trigger pull so you can make a precise shot if you want to. The safety decocker is on both sides, and the magazine release is reversible. So this is going to be pretty left-handed friendly too if you're left-handed. The safety decocker on this, think back to the 92 series guns for a minute. The safety decocker is mounted on the slide. Here it's frame mounted, more like a 1911 type would be. So when you push it up, it comes up to when you've got the hammer cocked. If you're going to decock it, you push it up, it stops briefly, push it the rest of the way, that trips the decocker. If you leave it up, it's a manual safety. With the hammer down in double action mode, you don't necessarily need that manual safety on. But if you like it, and that's what you want to do, it pushes up really easy and covers the red dot, and now we've got a completely safe weapon that sweeps off very easily, just like in 1911. So if you're 1911 fluent, you carry one of those, you might carry that with that safety on. You can't carry the safety on with the hammer cocked because you're going to decock it when you engage the safety, right? Moving on with some modern features, we have a replaceable front sight. So if you don't want an optic, you want to put night sights on it, you can do that. Sure, there's some out there. If there's not, there will be soon. We got front and rear cocking serrations. The front serrations are nice. You can press check it really easily. If it's in double action mode, all you got to do is back it up just till it hits the hammer, and you'll be able to see a little bit of where you're at there. Very nice pistol. Very, very easy to shoot. Still comes with two 13 round magazines. Now, 380 ACP, 13 round mag, double stack. Get down toward those last 2 or 3, get a little hard to load. Obviously, that'll improve over time, I'm sure, with the magazines when they set loaded. No, you're not going to hurt them doing that. But if you need a magazine loader, of course, the Uplulas and those will work fine with these magazines. But the last couple are going to be a little tough. The first one's a little tough. Why? Well, because of the slant that they've got on that magazine follower. You got to kind of get it in there, and you'll figure it out. You'll see what I mean if you start to load one. But just that slant, the way that's built in there, it makes that first one just a little funny to get onto that follower. But that's purposely done to keep it reliable. Like we do with most reviews, we didn't shoot tons and tons of rounds out of this, but the ones we shot were very comfortable. Sight's fine, no problems hitting things. Double taps at defensive ranges, easy to do with this. That DA trigger is very smooth, and it's not terribly heavy. I don't know what the weight on it is. We didn't measure it, but it's not terribly heavy. It does have an over travel stop back there too. Slide release is going to be on one side over here. Easy to get to. It's got a nice shelf. Sticks out just a little bit. Takedown on this is very much like the Beretta 92 series guns. When you put it back together, it's a little different because you put everything back on, it just kind of stops. You got to just push on the barrel, which pushes it over the feed ramp there, and it latches in place, and you're good. If you read the manual and you say, boy, I'm confused, well, look online. There's a couple good YouTube videos that show you how to do that. The Beretta 80X, a modernized Cheetah. Very nice gun. If you like 380 and you want something that's got good capacity and very shootable, here you go. Hard to beat. Good gun. These are going to be around as always. We always tell you, check with us for current price and availability, because in the mad world that we live in, that's going to change from time to time. So if you're interested in it, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. All right. Well, that's what we have for today. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it greatly. We'll see you next time. I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters.